Just caught mine off of fanatics in the garden with my hands in the air. We back at it.
What is going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Let's go. Pew, 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 pew. You see it. I'm your man, Ron. That's my brother, Joe. That's my guy, Jose, on the ones. Anyway, you get it. We here. I'm still out here. You know, in the isolation dome. But we here rocking, man. The greatest part about all this is that I feel 1,000% better. I feel good again. Less congestion as well. Maybe a couple more days I won't be congested at all. I don't know, but I feel great, so that's good. The weather has been really nice. I got to take a couple walks today and just enjoy a little, nicer looking, some sun. Yeah, man, can't be mad about it. Anyway, I hope everybody else is doing well. Hope you guys are taking it easy, excited, waiting for this playoff matchup versus the Detroit Pistons. Hey, man, I'm excited. I've been waiting, and it's on the horizon. And now we know it's going to be Saturday at 6 p.m. for game one versus the Detroit Pistons at Madison Square Garden. So that should be pretty dope. And I definitely can't wait. I definitely cannot wait. Shout out to everybody. And of course, going forward, there's been so much going on right now that I haven't really focused on it. But going forward, obviously, I know my brother at arms, John, has to be there for his son who's doing all of these different sports things, basketball, soccer, boxing. He's doing everything, and he's doing it like really, serious about it. So I know right now Mondays and Wednesdays don't really work for him, but I don't want to change the days because that is what our audience is used to, and I just think we should try to continue to keep that uniformity. So what will happen though is as we continue, I will set it up so that we get special guests, special co-hosts that come in and just chop it up with me, from time to time, so that it's not just me up here. And you guys still get that good dynamic of a back and forth between, me and another person or whatever, for Mondays for the SKF weekly show. But we'll get to that when we get to it. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to think about that because of everything else that's been going on, but I'll get back into focusing on that as we go forward. So, but appreciate everybody, man. Thank you for tuning in. Today's a very busy Monday with content. I've been trying to pop in and out of doing some work and watching other people's shows. And so there's been a lot going on today. As usual, Mondays are always jam-packed with content. Yeah, but you know, it's it's a beautiful thing that we are able to talk about a basketball team that has won 51 games and is going into the playoffs. You know what I mean? Because we know there's been plenty of years where this team couldn't sniff 51. You could put it down on your wish. It was like you put it on your wall like your bucket list. Like we wasn't getting nowhere near 51 wins. So yeah, man, can't take it for granted. Gotta appreciate it and love it for what it is because sometimes you get spoiled. Like you think this is how it is all the time, and we know it definitely isn't. So definitely enjoy it, man. Definitely enjoy what we got going on. It is a beautiful thing, and I'm really excited to be able to call this New York Knicks team our team. I think they did us right. Of course they did things in their own Knick fashion. So it wasn't perfect, but it's the Knicks, so we got to understand it is what it is. All right, let me say what's up to the people to see who we rocking with today. Shout out to Lena Franklin in the building. What up, Lena? Appreciate you. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you as always. Crim's dad in the building, member of the SKF Army. What up, Crims? Um, appreciate you. He says, so many Knicks shows. How can I get stuff done? I know, right? And Lena was like, what's up, family? I know our first round one game for the Knicks is Saturday, but I'm going to miss the game because I'm going to watch WWE WrestleMania. Oh, wow. Damn it. You know, it's funny. I feel like WrestleMania, it's crazy because I know it only happens once a year, but I just feel like it happens all the time. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. It's of course it's just me. But that's dope. Enjoy that, Lena. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Shout out to Walter Blackman in the building. What up, Walter? He said, good evening, Ron and John. Our Knicks will be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes, yes, they will. Well, I don't know that. Why did I say that like it's automatic? I don't know that that's automatic, but I'm hope that's my feeling too. So actually, I'm saying yes, they will. I think they will too. I hope they will. Shout out to my brother JJ. Hey, salute Ron. What up? Hype for game one Saturday. Got to put our big boy pants on versus this super physical Detroit team. That's facts. Shout out to Joey Rip 'em Up Sports, Crims and Company. What up? Hope all is well. You know, and honestly, I hope the Knicks come out with some old school style. You know what I mean? Could we wear the black sneakers, the black socks? Could we take it back to the old school? I mean, come on, man. I know nobody cares about that anymore, but it'd be nice. I think New Yorkers would really get a kick out of that if they did that. But whatever, especially because you're going up against a physical team in Detroit, physical basketball is starting to come back. Wouldn't it make sense for them to do the throwback thing with the black sneaks and the black socks? Come on, man. Just saying. Jeez. This is gonna be a tough battle, yeah. Tory B. Lotorious. We are. They is. Okay, you know how we do. Appreciate you, Tori. Good to see you again. And once again, dope job, on the show the other day. Calling it for what it is, man, and trying to give people some perspective because we need that. We need that right now. Nick fans are kind of losing it a little bit. And so I thank you for helping bring the reality. So appreciate you. Shout out to my guy Craig in the building. What up, Craig? Good to see you. Uh Drip Moore is in the building, the preferred barber of still Nick fans and the Knicks community. Let's go. Shout out to Buzzer Beater in the building. What up, Buzzer Beater? Jay Chosen. Let's go. What up, Jay? Appreciate you, my guy. Shout out to Just Nicks in the building. What up, Just Nicks? Good to see you, my brother. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe it's the lighting. The fact that the walls are brighter. Maybe it's I don't know what it is. I don't know. Shout out to HRM the Great. Or why did I'm throwing my own name in there. It's HRM Great. Shout out to you, my brother, and thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. Salute to you as always. And salute to my guy Dionel M. Almante in the building. What's going on? Salute, my brother, and thank you for being a member of the SKF Army. And shout out to all y'all, man. I'm constantly seeing you guys joining the Discord. Appreciate y'all. And believe me, we're learning together, man. And that's what I want. The more and more of y'all that join the Discord, the more we'll be able to have conversations about stuff and we'll get a chain going. And then pretty much it'll start living on its own where we can just jump in. Like I may not be the one to start the conversation. Somebody else may start the conversation and we'll just keep flowing. But it's just going to have to take a little time as people get used to it, as people learn how to use Discord. I'll be honest, I'm still learning how to use Discord myself, even though I've been messing with it for a little while. Like there's a lot of different things. And plus, when I'm trying to be a content person and add stuff to it, like I still haven't been able to add my stat stuff to it yet, but I will. I'm gonna mess around with it because I want to have like different stat uh areas. So like one area will be transactions that are happening in the NBA. So you'll be able to see all the transactions that happen on the daily. Another area will be like scores. for NBA games. So you'll be able to see that. And of course, I know the season is about to end, but it's okay because I'm gonna switch it and do it for baseball and also do it for football. So yeah. But anyway, we'll go from there. We'll get it right. Don't worry. Just takes a little time. Especially for me, because I'll be having too much on my plate. Sometimes. Sometimes. Okay, okay. No doubt. You are always welcome, Queen. Always. Because you keep it real. We enjoy the energy and we enjoy the spirit and the words. So definitely all the time. Oh, wait. Oh, he won. Oh, that's dope, Jay. I'm glad he got busy. That is dope. I'm happy for you, my guy. Good. See, I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Like, MMA stuff is it's a little bit more rough and tough for me. I like boxing, but I don't even like boxing the way I used to like it. Back in the day, boxing everything is different now. But back in the day, boxing was something. So like that was my thing. But yeah, MMA is a little bit more gruesome, and I don't know. I seen some MMA stuff that made me feel uncomfortable watching dudes get knocked out silly and unconscious. And I watched a couple bad ones where people. I mean, I saw a couple of boxing fights where it happened too, but I saw a couple MMA fights where people kind of was never the same, and it's rough. But hey, much power to your son. I hope he stays healthy, stays smart, and continues to put a whipping on him out there and do his thing, man. Ooh, it's kickboxing too. Oh, that's real, man. You better be right when you're doing kickboxing. That's a fact. Um, all right. Okay. So anyway, all right, guys. So and gals. Um, First thing I want to say, I didn't have a lot of time. I was working today and doing some stuff. I had to do some extra stuff. And I did go outside and take a walk, which cut into my time to prep stuff. So I don't have the little place cards for what took place this week. But the Knicks did have 4 games on the schedule this week, this past week, should I say. It actually No, yeah, 4. So, it started off Tuesday versus the Boston Celtics, and yeah, you guys know, that, unfortunately, we lost to the Boston Celtics, 119 to 117. Uh, it was a close game, and the Knicks did put up a fight, which we like to see, um, and unfortunately, a couple things didn't go our way down the stretch, and we wound up going to overtime. And Boston wound up doing what they needed to do, 119, 117. But it really kind of goes back to the fact that Boston had 4 guys in double figures. And for Boston, their output, 32 from Tatum, 34 from Porzingis, who got busy. Drew Holiday had 16 and Derek White had 14. But Peyton Pritchard only chipped in 8. Sam Hauser chipped in 7. Luke Cornett had 2, and Jalen Brown only had 6. So when you look at it, the Knicks played well enough to kind of keep their guys at bay. So that's a very promising, thing to witness, right? And if there was ever a time to beat Boston, that was it. And then on the Knicks side, uh, they had 5 guys in double figures. OG had 13. Josh Hart had 10. Carl Anthony Towns had 34 and 14. Oh, you know what? Josh Hart had 10, 11, and 7 and 3. I don't want to discount that. That's very good. Mikal Bridges had 14, and Jalen Brunson had 27 and 10. And thankfully, they have as of late been getting some contribution finally from the bench, and it's starting to become a normal thing, which is great. They got 5 from McBride, 4 from Robinson, 7 from Payne, and only 3 from Shamit because he didn't really play a lot. And I think that might have been a mistake on Tibbs's part. Shamit seems like he's coming into his own. He may not be Dante, but he's Dante light, and the Knicks need him out there. We're gonna go anywhere and do anything consistently. He's our best bench option as far as consistent scoring lately. I mean, shout out to Deuce. Deuce could have been that guy, but he just hasn't been that guy lately. So yeah, and unfortunately, that was what took place, man. It was a tough one, and it sucks. But it's people don't like to go with the whole thing moral victories, but honestly, for this Nick team that's gone through a lot this year and has had some injuries, but also hasn't been able to gel when they needed to gel, I think this is a moral victory that you want, that you can appreciate. Some people don't like that, but I'm just, I feel like this is one of those where you can say the Knicks can actually build off of this. And I, you know, don't look at them and say they can't compete with Boston. Is Boston the better team on paper? Yeah. Does that mean the Knicks can't beat them? No, it doesn't. So that's pretty much how I look at it. And that game shows me that the Knicks could. I mean, damn near the Knicks did beat Boston. If it wasn't for the fact that Jason Tatum tied the game with seconds left, the Knicks would have won. So I'm a little upset. I'm a little salty about it, but he did the damn thing, and that's what makes him a special player. He's a champion. So I gotta respect it. Oh man, Ron got Brotox. That is hilarious to me. Jay, you stupid, man. That's hilarious. Oh man. That's funny. Okay. Well, um, shout out to Wolverine 1986. Appreciate you. Good to see you. Um, okay. What's next on the Jay threw me all off over here. What's next on the list here? So that was the Boston game, and it was, it is what it is, unfortunately. Gotta take that L. Um, so then we had the Knicks versus the Detroit Pistons. And this was the game that a lot of us, I mean, myself included, was looking forward to. Like, Boston won, yeah. Some people were like, yeah. I honestly didn't even think Boston was going to play their players, but they did. But I was really looking forward to this Detroit one because I knew this was going to be our first round matchup. I knew Detroit played us very well, basically kind of was feeling themselves. So I was looking forward to this game. And unfortunately, once again, same outcome. Knicks played well for 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, the game got away from us, and they wound up losing 115 to 106. What can you do, man? What can you really do? Um, Knicks had 5 guys in double figures. Mikal Bridges had 17 and 7. Precious Achua had a good game. He had 18 and 10. 3 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. That's a fantastic game from Precious Chua. Carl Anthony Towns had 25, 10, and 5, and 1 steal. Good job by him. Miles McBride had 12, 6, and 4 steals. 6 assists, that is. And Jalen Brunson, this was his. No, what was this? No. Oh, yeah. This was one of those. He was 5 of 15, 3 of 9 from the field. He had 15 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 blocks. 2 blocks, Jalen. That's weird. Yeah, he just really, didn't really have it in this game. But that's not the reason they lost. I mean, it didn't help. Um, Detroit Pistons, on the other hand, had 6 guys in double figures. Ronald Holland had 13 and 5. Malik Beasley had 10. Cade Cunningham had 36 and 8. Tim Hardaway Jr. had 10. Jalen Duren had 18 and 13. Very nice. And Tobias Harris had 17. Just more, and they also had 8 from Schroeder off the bench, and Asua Thompson had 3. Like just the better all around output from them. Strong defense, and the Knicks just not doing what they needed to do in the fourth quarter. You can blame Brunson for that. You can I mean, as a total, it's not his scoring was the issue. It's mistakes and turnovers and not playing smart. Josh Hart, the same thing, doing, you know, trying to do too much with the basketball. Mikal Bridges had some turnovers. I mean, Carl Anthony Towns had 7 turnovers. Like it just was sloppy basketball. You know what I mean? Like not taking care of the basketball and doing what you definitely need to do down the stretch to ensure victory. So yeah, that was another loss for the New York Knicks, unfortunately. Then that brings us to let's see, that brings us to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Some people were looking forward to that game. I really wasn't because I thought it was going to be one of those where not a lot of people were going to play, and I wasn't wrong. And even though not a lot of people played, the Knicks still had enough out there that you would think they could have won the game. And they didn't. And they didn't, once again. Now, of course, some will point to the fact that in this game, we found out that Indiana lost, and when Indiana lost, the Knicks clinched the 3rd seed, and therefore didn't really need to do anything else. And then Thibs started switching people out and changing the focus. So, I mean, I get it. I still think that when you were close to winning the game, you should just put your foot on the gas and win the game. I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know about that, but that's what they did, and that's what happened. So, um, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Shout out to David Smith in the building. What up, David? Says salute to Ron in the chat. Knicks roster changes every year, but the one constant is Tibbs. Tibbs is the biggest reason for this title contending roster's underperformance this year. Okay. I think I'm going to star this and come back to it because I wanted to say something that I was thinking about earlier. Shout out to Bagger Jones in the building. What up, Bagger? Good to see you, my guy. He says fire Tibbs. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Oh, and also let me point out once again, because this is a recap. I didn't mention it. Also, very upset with Tibbs is not fouling Jason Tatum um, to end regulation in that Boston game. If he would have fouled him, he would have went to the line. Then we would have went to the foul, battle, and it would have been about free throws. But at least the Knicks would have had a chance to continue to win the game and not just give up the game and allow him to tie it. I don't know why he didn't foul him on that play. That was a really bad coaching move by Tibbs. Really bad coaching on that one. Definitely, 100%. That was a horrible non-call. Shout out to Greg Perry in the building. Knicks wasn't engaged really down the stretch. You're right about that. That's true. um. So let me see here. Back to this Cleveland game. Yeah. So, final score once again was 108-102. I just feel like they could have got this victory easily. Now, maybe you say, okay, no big deal. My bottom line, I'm a lot happier because they beat um uh why don't I just look at it instead of trying to guess? The Nets. I am a lot happier because they beat. I did not want the Knicks to finish with 50 wins again. I needed them to finish with at least 51. I didn't like it. I didn't like it left a bad taste in my mouth because and I think not just that, but I think someone on Saturday's show said that you know their kid was saying, wow, the Knicks won 50 games last year and then they won 50 games again this year, you know. So and they're supposed to have a better team, but they won the same amount of games. And so he was like, that proves that Tibbs is the problem and he's the issue. And that's why he needs to go because we didn't improve. I got something to say about that. I didn't have it at that point, but I have it now. So all right, so that's it for Cleveland. And then, like I said, I just brought up the fact that the Knicks played the last game of the season versus the Brooklyn Nets. Mikal Bridges played 6 seconds. He went in for the tip off. He fouled the guy right after the tip, and then he went to the bench, but it allowed him to keep his streak alive. Now, I saw a lot of stuff, and I almost commented on Twitter, but I didn't want to go back and forth. There was a lot of comments about how that's Bush League, how he could have played a couple minutes, or it's a sucker move. And my whole thing is I was thinking about it and it evens out in my mind. I don't care that he did that because guess what? There's been plenty of times that I'm sure Mikal Bridges has been sick. He's had the flu, had cold symptoms. Who knows? Maybe even had a little diarrhea, upset stomach, Pepto Bismol. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure he's gone through so much stuff, yet he found a way to go out there and play. And nobody was saying, "Oh man, well, he can't be out there. He got to let that streak go if he doesn't feel good." Nobody was saying that then. Just because he went out there for first off, he deserves to be able to rest with the rest of the starters. Just because he's an Iron Man, because he doesn't really get hurt or he plays every game and puts his body on the line and has played the most minutes in the NBA for the most part this year, now you want to say like he don't deserve to play 6 seconds and go take a seat? Are we talking about the same person who was leading the league in minutes? Are we serious? Who has played every game and leading the league in minutes? Yeah, we got to grow up, man. We got to be a little smarter. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. It would be unfair for him to go out there and have to play multiple minutes or even a quarter while the rest of his peers are sitting and actually getting a rest that they deserve, and he has to play just because of a streak. No, if he goes out there, gets his 6 seconds, and continues the streak, that is what it is. Leave it at that. I just that pissed me off, and I was gonna, like I said, but I didn't want to comment because once you comment, now I got to go back and forth, and that's too much brain energy for stupid people. So I said, nah, I'll keep my thoughts to myself. But anyway, New York Knicks played the Brooklyn Nets and beat them 113-105. And I was a little worried that they weren't going to win because the Knicks played a lot of the bench players and, games get sloppy and, sometimes things aren't as serious. But thankfully, they were able to pull it out. In this game, the Brooklyn Nets had 6 guys in double figures. Jalen Wilson with 18, Trenton Watford with 20. I don't like Trenton Watford. He's a punk to me, but I don't dislike him, like, because it's not like he's a bad player. He just talks a little bit too much for not doing nothing in my mind. Nick Claxton had 12. Man, Nick Claxton has become like non-existent, right? Nick Claxton used to do stuff out there. I'm like, man, this kid is good. 12 points, 2 rebounds, and 22. Like, oh, well, whatever. Keon Johnson had 14, 9, and 4. Tyrese Martin had 20 and 7. And then Drew Timmy had 11 and 8. So good for him. And then for the Knicks, which is interesting, we only had 4 guys in double figures, but still put up 113 points. Precious Achua had 18 and 9, 2 and 2, another good game for him. He was featured a lot in this game. Miles McBride, had 17, 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals. Good game from Miles. Cameron Payne looked great. He had 21 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. And then Landry Shamet had 29 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 steal. Shout out to Landry because he was cooking from outside. That shot was pure, looked money. It was nice to see them continue to feed him and for him to continue to have that good rhythm with regards to his shot. So very, very, very dope. Very dope. I was happy to see that. And I'm glad that he's finally gotten comfortable with the Knicks because we needed him, man, for real. Bagger Jones said, Ron, us not fouling Tatum shows how bad of an in-game coach Tibbs is. I mean, look, I don't, like I said, I don't want to say we should fire Tibbs yet. I got to watch what we do in the playoffs. But I ain't going to lie to you. He's definitely put himself in a position where I'm not, if we fired him, I wouldn't be like, man, how did we do that? No, I'd understand it because he's done a lot of questionable things this year and some stuff he hasn't done that he should have done, like fouling Jason Tatum. No matter how big of a Tibbs fan you are, everybody and their mama knows that was a bad move. He definitely should have fouled Tatum. But anyway, um, let me see. Uh, 1-11 against Cleveland, Boston, and Detroit. That's a horrible stat line, Joey. I hear you, man. That's a horrible stat line. Mm. Sorry, bro. Just saying, players, they're human. They go through everything. You think about you as a person, what you've gone through in your life, 365 days. Imagine having to go out there and play sports. What? It's crazy. David Smith says Tibbs has a losing career playoff record of 38 and 47. He has been fired twice for playoff underperformance and has never made an NBA Finals in 16 years as a head coach. Now, I would say to that, you are correct. But I would also say I don't think Tom Thibodeau has ever had a roster like the roster he has now. Yes, the bench may still be a little bit of a work in progress, but for the most part, this is the most talent he's ever had. So until he flakes out with this, I'm not going to say anything until I see it. This is his chance to set things right. Um, let me see. Greg Perry said, "Who wouldn't you mind seeing being our head coach, though?" I'm not sure. I can't really think about it right now, Greg. I'll be honest, because if I wanted to have somebody as our head coach that wasn't Tibbs, it would have to be somebody who's young and fairly unknown. Like they've got chops, like they've coached, right? But they're not like a staple. You know what I mean? They're not like a household name in the NBA. They're a new person, maybe somebody's assistant in the NBA, but an assistant to a good coach, but a young person that is coming into their own and really understands basketball, kind of like what's going on with the OKC coach. I want a young coach like that, and you can find those guys because those guys are starving for opportunities, and they're playing. A lot of them come from college with those college rosters, and you put them on a team with this Knicks roster, and then fix it even better next year. What? Anyway, it can be done, is what I'm saying. But I'm not focused on that right now. Right now, it's Tibbs' job to lose, and I want him to win. Because if he wins, we win. And if we win, that's great. Shout out to Edward Walker in the building. What up, Edward? Good to see you. He said, hello, Knicks people. Shout out to you, bro. So, shout out to my guy, Vaughn Allen in the building. What up, Vaughn? Good to see you. Hey, my guy, Jay Boogie in the building. Jerry Stackhouse. No, he's a very good coach, but I don't think they're letting him go wherever he's at right now because he's a good coach. Um, all right. So, what I was going to say to you guys, and I don't know if you guys heard the dog in the background where I'm staying. There's like 2 dogs here. And for a couple days there was 3 dogs here, but they're all really nice dogs. Made it fun for me. Um, so I was thinking about the Knicks and how they finished the season. So here's what I want to say, guys. I know you look at it, and in the end, the Knicks finished with 51 wins, right? And that's one win better than last year. We know this team is different from last year. I think last year's team had more heart and spunk and fight, but this team is more talented. So You can't think that we're not better. We're different, right? And it's taken us a longer time to gel and understand that. But I wanted to say something that I think a lot of people have not really taken into account. And I just haven't been focusing on myself, but I started thinking about it yesterday. Do you guys know how many games Jalen Brunson missed? Because I didn't really know. I mean, I knew he missed some time, of course, but I didn't really put it two and two together. Jalen Brunson missed 15 games. 15 games. When he went down, we already had 40 wins. No, I actually counted, David. It's 15. He was gone from March 6th to April 6th. And the games in between that was 15 games. So and in fairness, shout out to the Knicks. The Knicks went 9-6 in those 15 games. Oh no, I'm not counting. No, you can't count. He only missed 15 games throughout that stretch where he was hurt. He missed 2 games throughout the regular season earlier, but I'm not counting those because you know he wasn't out for a stretch. Those that just happens. Yeah. So you're right. It would be 17, but now I'm just talking about the stretch that he was hurt consecutively. So he missed 15 games. The Knicks went 9-6 in those 15. That's good. Without Jalen Brunson, could you imagine they went 9-6? Shout out to them. Shout out to them stepping up. Shout out to Cat, but also shout out to OG Ananobi. Because if it wasn't for how good OG Ananobi was playing, I don't think we would have won that many games. But it made me think: had Jalen Brunson never went down, do you guys think the Knicks would have only won 9 games out of their last 15? I think they could have won 2 or 3 more games, to be honest. I'm not gonna go crazy and say they would have won a bunch more games, no, because they lost that last game that he went down in the Laker game, they lost that game, and he was playing pretty very well up until that point. Um, and they still lost. So I'm not gonna just say guaranteed that once he's in there, they would have won more. They did really good without him there, and OG stepped up. So, but I will give them, I'm gonna say they would have won 2 more games. So in my mind, instead of 51 wins, they would have had 53 easy because they lost to Charlotte. What? Charlotte. And that Charlotte game was oh, terrible. But if Jalen Brunson was there, I don't think they would have lost to Charlotte. No, I'm not a mind reader, but I just don't think they would have. Also, they lost to the San Antonio Spurs with the dude with the 18 syllables in his name. I don't think they would have lost that game either if Jalen Brunson was out there. So that's in my opinion. So I'm just saying, I don't want people to look at it and say that this team is the same exact team because they're not. I don't want them to say that they're not as good as they could have been. They lost Jalen Brunson for 15 consecutive games. That matters. Yes, they stepped up. And yes, they played despite him not being there. But wouldn't it have been so much better had he been there? And mind you, let's not look at Jalen Brunson, who just came back and played 3 games, who had to find his shot again. He was cooking during that time. So you would have had good Jalen Brunson right out the gate for those 15 games. It would have made a difference, in my opinion. But anyway, I just wanted to put that out there because I was thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, man, who knows? We could have won 53 games easy, in my opinion. Plus, we lost these last couple games to the Cavaliers and to Detroit. If Jalen Brunson was there for those games, the way we played, we probably would have won. Now we could have rested guys early, but with Jalen and his extra firepower, we could have put up a bigger lead. That maybe he would have sat guys or whatever would have happened, and we could have still won. I'm just saying it's all hypothetical, but you get my point. We just can't look at it as a loss season, like it doesn't mean anything because something bad did happen. All right. So I just wanted to put that out there because I was thinking about that. Yeah, but David, I'm not counting. You're bringing up stuff that I'm not counting. I'm not counting our losses. We went 9-6 in the last 15. including losses to Boston, losses to the Lakers, losses to the Clippers. Those are still L's. I didn't say we would have won those games. I said Charlotte and San Antonio. San Antonio had a team of nobodies out there, and we lost to them. And mind you, that was one of the first games without Jalen Brunson. Had Jalen been there, I think we would have beat San Antonio. My opinion. I'm not a mind reader. I'm just telling you, I think we would have. Yeah. Yeah, I know the dogs is going crazy, man. But they're nice dogs. Really, pussycats. They just bark a lot when they hear somebody at the door. Um, all right. Okay. So, uh, I agree, Vaughn. He says, Ron, I feel like the silver lining was OG finding his way and becoming elite on both ends. Something different about this team when OG feels like he is the focal point. Agreed. The only problem is the Knicks still have to figure out the best way to use OG when Brunson, Cat, and McCall are out there. And it might also have to do with not see some people just assume it's because of the fact that Brunson's getting the ball and not allowing OG to get shots or Cat is not allowed. You know them. No, it's not that. It's also spacing with them all out there on the floor and them all commanding certain spots. OG just doesn't have that free reign to go do what he was doing without Jalen out there, or if Cat took a back seat or missed a game or two, whatever it was. Like OG just had free reign to kind of do whatever he wanted. They just have to figure out the best way to use these guys together. And maybe some people are right. I talk about McCall being an easier scorer. Maybe some people are right. Maybe they should flow through, Brunson, Cat, and OG. And let McCall get his when he can because he's inconsistent. Maybe that's the way. I don't know. um. Okay. All right. Let me see here. All right. All right, guys. I know you're gonna love this. I know you are gonna love this. You guys love him so much, and I know you can't wait to see this. But guess what, guys? It's time. We haven't had one, and this is probably the last one of the regular season. I know you can't wait. Let me not make you wait any longer.
And now it's time for Juicy Tidbits.
The performances you got from Landry and
Yeah, and that was, anytime you just deal with your circumstances and your reality. So the starters are out, and it was a good opportunity to give the bench guys extended minutes, and then to get a look at. I thought McCullough was fantastic in the second half. He was huge, and so Landry, big game. Cam, big game. I thought PJ made some really tough plays for us. I thought Precious gave us good minutes. So we had a number of guys. DeLon did a really good job as well. So it was just good for those guys to get some extended minutes.
Tom, this gives you 51 wins on the season. Just how do you sum up the regular season?
Yeah, and the thing is, it is, and I just said that to our team. You win 51 games, you're the third seed, so you've earned the right to be in the playoffs, and you're not in the play-in, so you have a week to prepare and get ready for the next challenge. So it's really a new season. So the regular season puts you in position, gives you the opportunity, and you want to finish with the highest seed possible, and then you start all over. Everyone's record is 0-0, so you got to earn everything again. So, and we have to understand what goes into it, and in terms of preparation, we're a big believer in how we prepare. So now it's time to get ready and study.
when you're preparing and looking at the film, what about the Pistons makes you the most concerned?
Well, everything, and they've had a fantastic season. We just played them recently, so I think we have a feel for, what their strengths are. but we have to dig a lot deeper into them to know them really well. And then, we have a respect for them, but we understand that it's going to take 48 minutes of good basketball to win.
How important do you think playoff experience is? I mean, you have a lot of guys with playoff experience and what else is here?
Well, yeah, I think experience is always good as long as it's been good experience. Sometimes guys don't have good experience, and that could be a negative. And sometimes a guy with no experience can play well, but whatever it is that you have, bring it. And I think we have good veterans that have been through things, and I think they've done a good job helping our younger guys understand what goes into it. But I think, I like the experience that we do have.
Well, there you go. There you have it. That is Tom Thibodeau's comments, giving praise to the Detroit Pistons for what they've done this season. He also went into, it was going to be too long. I didn't want to put too much up there. He went into Cade Cunningham and praising him for the remarkable season he's had, and also talking about how you got to guard a guy like that. It doesn't take one guy, it takes a village. You have to switch it up. So you can expect that Tom Thibodeau is definitely going to show Cade Cunningham different looks at sometimes. McCall's going to be on him. Sometimes OG's going to be on him. Sometimes Josh Hart's probably going to be on him. So he's definitely going to give him different looks. What I like from that, guys, and like I said, I understand that Tom Thibodeau has done a lot of different things that have had us scratching our heads this year, me included. But I also know that we, as a team, still finished third. I know as a team, we still finished with more than 50 wins. And I also know as a team, shout out to Tory B, we have not been able to play together healthy all season consistently for, not too many games at all. So now we're getting healthy and getting together at the right time. This is the first time this has happened for this Knicks team in how many years? We're actually going into the playoffs healthy. This never happens. So because of that, we have to relax and let it play out. Usually it's the other way around. We're getting hurt as we get ready for the playoffs. So knock on wood, wherever I can find it. Let's hope everything continues the way it is and hope they gel at the right time. They got the kryptonite that most teams ain't ready for. Most teams ain't used to a healthy New York Knicks team that's gelling because they haven't seen it all year. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens, and give them time to make the right calls and do the right things. To me, this is it for Thibs. Okay, if Thibs don't do the right thing in this playoffs and he makes bad calls, doesn't make good adjustments, he's got to go. 100%, he's got to go. But if he does the right thing, and we just get beat because the teams are better than us. If we go out there and the Knicks put 48 minutes of effort in all of these games, it's a game that we just can't buy a basket. We're just not shooting well. But the other team is. We're playing hard. We're playing good defense. We're moving the ball, trying to manufacture points. But our outside shot is not falling. That's not Thibs' fault. I wouldn't blame him for that. That just happens. But those are the type of things I'm looking to see. If it's other stuff, if he's not resting players when he needs to, if he's not relying on certain guys when he could, if he's not feeding the hot hand when it's there in front of him, if he's not calling the right timeout, if he's calling bad plays, and or if the defense is playing a certain way against the Knicks and he's not making an adjustment to do something different, I'm going to look at that. That's the type of stuff I'm looking for. So we'll see what happens. But man, we should just feel good that we're able to watch this team in contention again, and hopefully they can make some noise. But I will say this. I don't know if you guys heard. You maybe not listening and putting any stock in it. He liked the way Kevin McCullough Jr. played. And I said this before, that Kevin McCullough Jr. might be the guy we're not talking about, but he might be the guy that we could look to being a part of this team going forward, even over Pakom Dadier. Because even though I like Pakom Dadier, I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, if there's anybody out there that's French. I don't know if it's a French thing, if they're just a little timid in their ways, but he don't got the fire right now. He don't got the fire. And Kevin McCullough Jr. in one game that I saw yesterday looked like he had some fire in his belly, man. That block that he got, the hustle that he got down on the floor, try to grab that ball out of bounds. It's just something different makeup in him. You know what I mean? A little something different there. I like that. I like that. And I think Thibs likes it too. So we'll see what happens. But um no, Joey's like he won't play. No, don't. When I say this, guys, I don't expect any of these young guys to play in the playoffs. I'm just telling you, next year going forward, don't be surprised if Kevin McCullough Jr. doesn't become the new Quentin Grimes. You know what I mean? Don't be surprised. And I know I said that I don't expect Landry Shamet to come back, but if he keeps playing the way he's playing, he might be back. He might be back. Campaign is gone though. I don't care how good Campaign is. He's gone because there's too many people at his position right on this team. Like you still want to see what Tyler Kolek has. You still got Jalen Brunson. You're still most likely keeping Deuce McBride unless you're trading him. So and Campaign's going to want to get some money. So I think he's gone. Precious Achua, as much as he's looked good these last couple games, I think he's looked bad enough in the last month as well that it's just not going to be enough for them to say we're going to keep him. So I think Precious right now, I think Precious and Campaign are definitely gone. Shamit's on the edge, and um and yeah, pretty much that's it. Uh and yeah, I just think that they're gonna work towards building up Tyler Kolek next year and see what he really becomes. And if he doesn't see the difference is they're going to give Tyler Kolek a shot. And if he doesn't build up the way they want him to build up through the off season and in the beginning of the season, then by the trade deadline, they will quickly move on from Tyler Kolek too and go get somebody more established, somebody better than Campaign, somebody better than Tyler Kolek. See, that's what you do with a contending team. You give these young people a shot, but once you've given them enough of a shot, because a contending team, you don't have a big shot. When you're rebuilding, you got years. A contending team, you get, a year and a half, maybe, you know, it's different, maybe 2 years. So I expect them to give him a shot in the offseason to work on his game, go into the regular season next year, preseason and the regular season to start and see how he plays. If he looks like he's become a better player and is translating, then he'll be here for a little while, I think. But if it don't look good, I think they'll trade him at the deadline with something else to go get somebody better. We see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, I am very excited to finally see this basketball team go out there and make a statement. You guys have heard me say it already. I think the Knicks are going to win in 4, if not 5. I'm not, worried about Detroit because I think that when the playoffs start, the bell's going to be rung and the Knicks are going to come out and take care of business. So all that wishy-washy stuff we saw throughout the season when the Detroit played the Knicks when they weren't quite there yet, gelling, or this most recent game where Detroit played the Knicks and you know uh the focus wasn't where it needed to be. I'm I'm ready. I'm ready to see the Knicks shut Detroit up. So we'll see what happens. But I'm feeling good about it. And I hope the rest of you guys feel good about it too. Oh boy. Wow. Okay. Man, I don't have my sound effects. But you know what it is. In this case, it is Mr. Gift Membership himself. Shout out to the 713 Gamer. What's going on, my guy? He's gifted 5 still Nick fans memberships. Shout out to Bronson and Bronson. I mean, Bonson and Bonson. Bonson and Bonson? I don't think I've ever seen Bonson and Bonson. Shout out to you, Bonson and Bonson. Shout out to you. Shout out to AJ Bula. What up, AJ? Shout out to Carlos Tejada. And then shout out to some staples here, man. Cardiac Knicks. You get a gift membership. Shout out to you. And my brother Jay Chosen gets a gift membership. Welcome to the SKF Army. Appreciate you as always. Thank you guys. And thank you to my guy, 713 Gamer. Once again, my guy. Appreciate you, bro. Vaughn says spam, Cade Cunningham, Sam, I am, Nixon, 5. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I'm not stressing about it, guys. I think we're gonna be okay, man. I really do. I really do. So I wouldn't get too high about things. I wouldn't get too low about things. Stay even keeled. The Knicks need to be even keeled too. Go out there and take care of business. Do what they got to do, man. Not for nothing. It's our time to step up and shock the world. You know what I mean? Because I tell you one thing, there's nobody there's nobody who's rooting for the Knicks right now outside of us fans. The media, all these people talking about, they'll be lucky if they could beat Detroit. Oh, I got Detroit in 6 or Detroit in 7. Oh, when they go out there on the court, Cade Cunningham is the best player on the court. I'm like, what? That the disrespect is real. I mean, like seriously real. Disrespectful. And don't get me wrong, Cade Cunningham is a phenomenal player, and he's a little bit more of a two-way player than Cat or Brunson. But that doesn't change the fact that when Jalen Brunson is on, he is unstoppable. Doesn't change the fact that he's clutch in big moments. Doesn't change the fact that when Cat is on, he's unstoppable. Like y'all, I mean, that's so disrespectful to be like that. He's the best player on the court. Like not even a question. That's so disrespectful, man. Hate it. I hate it. Man, it's okay. Knicks have been dealing with it forever. I tell you, that's the one thing that I can say about the Knicks that I don't like. When the Knicks are like a front runner, I like the Knicks to be an underdog. I just feel like the Knicks are used to being underdogs. That's where we live. That's our zone. We comfortable in that underdog role. You know what I mean? When we front runners, things are different. We're not used to being front runners either. You ain't lying, Tori. They've been dissing us all season. That is a fact. I agree. I don't doubt what you're saying, David. Pistons are a tough matchup because they're young, hungry, motivated, talented, and physical. And I think Knicks still win the series, but will be very physical. And that's what I'm hoping for because I do think that is very good for the Knicks to deal with. I think a lot of people agree. Pistons will help the Knicks be a better matchup for Boston because they are going to definitely be physical. And the Knicks need that. B. Willis said, "Hey Ron, we've been the most hated for the year. That's why we say Knicks for clicks. You ain't lying. That's a fact. It's true. It's what they do." Shout out to Nostalgic Nick in the building. What's going on, brother? I mean, shout out to D-Ras. Look, I'm expecting Jalen Brunson to play well. I'm not expecting Jalen Brunson to be playoff Brunson. And you know why I'm not expecting that, guys? Because I expect Jalen Brunson to share the load with Cat, with OG, and with Macau. He had to be playoff Brunson last year. Everybody was hurt. It was him, Dante, and Hart. He, he had to do the damn thing. You know what I mean? And then you had Bogdanovich for a little bit in that Philadelphia series. Um, and yeah, he had to do everything. So this time around, he don't have to be playoff Brunson. We need him to be solid, but we need him to work with everybody else and get everybody else involved. It's got to be a team effort. If the Knicks want to win consistently and go far, they got to do it together as a team. Because the defense is going to pick apart certain aspects of the team. The defense is going to target certain guys. They're going to try to stop Brunson and they're going to try to stop Cat, and they're going to try to make everybody else beat them because they know they're not consistent. They're going to force OG to make bad shots and take shots in uncomfortable spots. They're going to force Macau to have the ball and have him shoot more than. And I don't mind that, but the only problem is Macau is so inconsistent. You don't know which Macau you're going to get. The defense, all playoffs, is going to force um, Macau and OG to beat them. They are not going to want to let Cat or Jalen Brunson beat them. So the rest of this team needs to step up. Those two guys are going to have to be important, and Landry Shamet is going. I'm telling you, Landry Shamet is going to have to be important. I would say Deuce, but I'm not. I don't know what it is this year, but I'm not feeling. Um, I don't know, man. I'm not feeling the Deuce I saw last playoffs. I hope he comes back to form, but I don't know. There's just something I just haven't seen it consistently on his end either. So we need it, but I'm going to put my eggs in the Shamit basket for now. I just need them to get the ball to Shamit, let him do something. Um, yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. I'm sorry. Today would have been great. But I'm like I said, you guys know I'm not home. I'm not in my setup, so I can't take phone calls. Today would have been a great day to take phone calls. And hopefully I can get back to the normally scheduled programming next week. Um, but I appreciate all you guys. I thank you for always being supportive and rocking with me. Shout out to Y Basketball in the building. Appreciate you. He says, or they say, OG is a dog. If he stays out of foul trouble, he will be a problem. I like that. I agree with that. Appreciate you. Smash that like button and hopefully you subscribe to the show for more content. Appreciate you. Let me see. Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. All right, but once again, guys, I just want to say thank you to everybody. I appreciate all y'all. Listen, man, I'm excited. I hope the Knicks don't disappoint me. I don't think they will, but I hope they don't. Shout out to Deron Wayne in the building, a member of the SKF Army. Salute, Deron. Good to see you, my brother. Hey, catch the replay, bro. Recap. Replay Nation. I'm about to shut him down. Um, thanks, JJ. Yeah, man, but I appreciate all you guys. I thank y'all for being here and rocking. And listen, let's stop being so negative, man. This is a good time for us. I know we kind of limped our way to this point, but look at what happened. We had to win games without Brunson, and the Knicks went 9-6 and 15. That is a best case scenario right there. That's beautiful. There was a point where we wasn't even sure we was going to get 50, and we got to 51. Beautiful thing. We didn't know if we were going to stay in the third spot. We stayed in the third spot. Now we know we got to play Detroit. Let's go take care of business. Let's hope Thibs does what he needs to do. And, we should all be praying that Thibs is our coach next year. You know why? Because that means he did the right thing this year. That's what we should be hoping for. I know y'all be like, nah, I don't want Thibs no matter what. I got you. But listen, Thibs is in, okay? He's in the circle of New York Knicks Trust. So if he don't mess up, he ain't going nowhere. So that's all I'm saying. No, no. I'm actually no, I'm staying with family friends. It does look like a hospital, right? It's got that hospital look. But nah, it's just a regular. It's a house. Hold on. Joey Rip 'em Up Sports says 49-year-old Knicks fan. It's hard to be positive. Hey man, I get it. I get it, brother. But you know what? We're gonna be all right. I feel good about it. We'll be ready. Shout out to Sang Freud in the building. What up, Sang Freud? Good to see you. He said, "Be ready for the weekend, Ron." I'll be ready, man, and y'all be ready for Know the Ledge on Saturday. I'm gonna get y'all right. We're gonna get our pregame on for the first game. Versus the Detroit Pistons at 6 p.m. on Saturday, and we're gonna talk about the different matchups and different things we can expect in that game. Maybe strategy for how Thibs will defend against Cade Cunningham and the rest of the Pistons, and we'll see. And this is when Thibs is going to get to earn his money, right? We call him a defensive guru. We talked about maybe he was playing rope-a-dope. Let's see. Let's see if he was holding something back and if he's ready to unleash it in this series versus Detroit. So, anyway, once again, thank you guys. Y'all have a great rest of your evening and take care. It's gonna be okay, guys. Like I said, stop with the negativity, man. Let's take this time to be positive. Let's not go negative. Let's wait for something negative to change our mindset. Right now, everything should be positive. Let's build off of the great season that we have had so far, and let's keep it going. You know what I mean? Let's keep it going. Anyway, once again, I thank y'all. Take it easy. Smash that like button if you haven't already done so. Subscribe to the show if you haven't done that. If you don't know what the like button looks like, it looks a little something like this. Yeah. So smash that like button. Show your love for the show. Thank you to everybody once again. And let's go Knicks, man. Let's get it right. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knicks fans, we'll be back again, whether it be on Monday nights at 9 p.m. for SKF Weekly with myself. Could be a special co-host. Normally it's my brother John and my brother Jose on the ones and twos holding it down. But I will have some special co-hosts to step in for John while he can't be here until his schedule changes. Or you can check me out on Saturdays at 11:30-ish for Know the Ledge as I talk y'all off the ledge and open up the panel to have, you guys up here talking with me and just chopping it up and having a good time. Appreciate y'all once again. As I always say, throughout the ups, the downs, the good and the bad, we are still Knicks fans. Don't forget it. And you know what I always say, be good. And if you can't be good at it. I'm out of here. Peace, y'all. Have a great night.
New York Knicks. First. Go Knicks.
We can finally, start playing, man. So much talk this whole summer. It's felt like so long because we've had so much to talk about. At times it was been kind of slow, but we've been talking, right? But we've actually had a really good off season for this New York Knicks team, and it's been very active. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, Knicks family, we in the building. I am the Objective fan from the Objective Knicks fan channel. And I'm going to give a big salute to Ron and John from Still Knicks fans.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Knicks family, I'm Stephanie, a.k.a. Blood Sweat and Tears. We are still Knicks.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lady and the Chef, right to Knicks Chick Podcast. Still a Knicks fan.
What's good, party people in the place to be? It's your main man.
What's up, everybody? This is Steve Lodge 21 at Two Knicks Chicks Podcast, and I'm still a Knicks fan.
Yo, this is your boy Sim from Nothing But Knicks. Through all the struggles, through all the heartache and pain, ladies and gentlemen, I am still a Knicks fan.
Peace, y'all. This is Apollo Reed from the Garden Knicks crew. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still a Knicks fan.
I'm still here. We're still here. Still Knicks fans. It's a fandom. It's a lifestyle.